Hey guys, how's it going, Companion? So you guys know I play a lot of Arena, and I do pretty well most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. I get to the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 win area, and doing so means I face Mage, and then another Mage, and then 3 more Mages, and then well, there's another mage. Maybe there's a pally, but it's usually a mage. And the reason that is because of this glorious card called Flame Strike that I've talked so much about that, doesn't really need to be a common because of Arena being mostly the mid-range type of game. And it's very frustrating to play against. The reason I bring it up is a lot of people have started pushing their arena decks into much more aggressive fashion, and still I keep bringing up this point that in the later stages of arena, it's still mages with flame strikes, and these are the type of people that are crushing the really fast decks. So while a lot of people are having a lot of success with very fast decks, they're really struggling to push that last few wins out of the barrel. They get to like 6 wins just mowing down noobs who have shitty openers, and then they get to like 7 wins when suddenly every single person who's 7 wins is a mage with a bunch of flame strikes, taunts, stalls, and heal cards, and rushing them now doesn't work at all because when turn 7 comes around, Flame Strike pretty much takes the board back. And what I like to do is I still play a little bit of a slower game than most people. I'm pretty much a mid-range arena player. I get some criticism for it, but I think I'm very good at it. And I think one thing I can really teach you guys is how to skew your deck to play against the spectrum. So it's really good if you play mid-range, but this really works for every aspect. If you're playing a deck and you know you're playing against a really slow deck where you know you can't rush them down, you have to squeeze every single bit of value out of your deck to win. And to do that, well, you have to do a few things that sometimes don't make too much sense. And today I'm going to show you guys a game that, in this very same fashion, is not going to make too much sense to some of you guys. But there are a few principles. The first principle is you always play as if they have Flame Strike, because as it turns out, they always have Flame Strike. Now, the other principle that you have to play around is when you play the rushy theme, when you play for tempo, usually in the early amount of wins in arena, it's okay to play cards just to waste them, just to get some crap on the board and get some damage in. It works. It works a lot of the time, but against the very heavy control mages, it doesn't work, and you end up with cards that aren't very good against mages. And namely, I can just say, well, Leper Gnome. Leper Gnome is a pretty decent card because if you're playing against the priest, you drop the Leper Gnome on turn 1, and well, they don't really want to play a 2-drop, and then you play something on 2, and then they don't really know what to do, and then you play something on 3, and then you play something on 4, and it turns out they've lost the game horribly. But when it comes to the mage matchup, especially if you don't draw your Leper Gnome right at the start of the game, you draw Leper Gnome on like turn 6, you don't really know what to do with it. So there's certain ways to make these cards useful. Either you can combine them with health buffs, but often you don't have health buffs. So the best way to raise the value of crappy cards is to play them all at once. So if you have like 2 Leper Gnomes and a Divine Shield creature, you want to play all those all at the same time because, well, he's not going to be able to ping them all at the same time, so they're going to get an attack in. After you get an attack in, you get some value out of them. And, if you play 2 Leper Gnomes and a Divine Shield creature, and that takes a Flame Strike, well, then you can play your real creatures, and suddenly your real creatures dodge the Flame Strike. So there's a lot of tips that I think a lot of the newer players can pick up on, and I hope I do you guys justice today in today's very, very epic example. I think this is probably the longest mage versus mage game that I've played, but it's very important to know this matchup because, well, mage is a really good class in arena, and from the people you face against, hunter's really good, all the classes can be pretty good and really good in some cases, but the truth of the matter is what you face up against are basically like 55% mage after 5 wins in arena these days. A lot of people are drafting decks with like Hearthstone, they're getting really good stuff. So the actual strength of the deck is really one you have to understand. You have to know how to play against the spectrum, and you have to realize that the people at the end, the 9, 10, 11 win mages, these are playing a very similar type of deck. All of them, just about, are playing the very slow control mage, and you need to know how to play against it. So, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. 2 tries at final boss. This deck is not a 12-win deck, but hey, sometimes that's how it works. I really like Dark Iron, but I don't have a creature before it, but who cares? It's my only Dark Iron. I can afford to float one. Shits. Yeah, that could be the case. Okay. I think a Knife Juggler is slightly better than a Flame Cannon. Very slightly. So it's duplicate, I guess. What else would it be? Vaporize? Or just a really slow deck, perhaps? Could be. If he thinks too long about pinging it, it's probably Vaporize. But if the duplicate is not too bad... Oh, that is a bad duplicate, though. So I'm not gonna give him that.
Join or die.
Kind of shitty. Yeah, I think I can give him that duplicate, actually. No, I don't like that.
I wonder.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give him this one. Oh, what the fuck? I didn't expect that at all. Is it another terrible mage? It's trying to counterspell a coin? There's no way. It'd have to be Ice Block or Spellbender. I have like nothing that actually targets creatures, so Spellbender's not really gonna work. Alright, well, I'll just have to play with thought in mind that the coin might not work.
I am ready.
I guess I will go for this. The worst that could happen is he Dark Irons me back. And yeah, I could have done that with a Juggler, with some catastrophic repercussions in some cases. Yeah, could have.
You call that?
He's got it. It's a big bummer.
Get this apple on your head.
So it is Spellbender or Ice Block. If he has just one big creature, it's a big problem as well. Not doing too well right now. I'm gonna need Cult Master or Echo for this to work. Yep.
Time runs out on me.
You love my new recipe.
Oh. Wow, okay. That was interesting. I take it back. I take it back.
For the king! For honor.
I think he has Flame Strike, and I think this is adequate.
To Northrend!
I'm basically in top deck mode because I don't really want to play any of the cards in my hand. Wow.
Justice shall prevail.
There were a lot of spells there that worked. So let's see what worked. Attack, switch, health, stealth.
I wonder.
What didn't work? Taunt. Freeze. There's a really good chance for that to work out in my favor. This seems a little weird, but the game has slowed down considerably. Flooding the board can only really get me into trouble. It's a pretty nasty creature.
I've got a huge gun.
Join or die, or both.
Okay.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Keep in mind he has 2 spare parts right now.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Like, he's had these 2 cards literally forever, this fucking game, okay? So, like, one of them's probably Flame Strike. If not, he's at 11-1-1. He's probably got a bunch of Flame Strikes. So, if I just play out my hand, I'm going to run out of cards and lose the game.
To Northrend! Victorial!
He's got 7 cards to my 11. He's really thinking about Flame Strike right now, I believe. I think 1 big minion is better than Flame Strike.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
Like that big minion, for instance. That makes no sense to me.
Victorial!
Opening portal open.
Oh, he's got like no cards at all now.
My eyes are
That draw. Pretty gross. That's probably a duplicate. Yeah. Have to kill this first then.
Where shall I strike? Someday I'll be just like you.
Have so many powerful cards left. I just hope I don't draw Echo of Medivh after a Flame Strike. I have Echo, I have Flame Strike, I have my Force Tank.
What to do? What to do?
I have my Cult Master.
my eyes are open. My eyes are open.
Oh, please Cult Master, Echo, or Flame Strike. Good.
Me?
Well played.
Okay, he has 2 cards left, I have 8. So all we have to do is hang on. His secret is guaranteed Ice Block. Play around Flame Strike by not playing Hearthstone. Oh, it's worked so far. It's been a really long game, but we've been able to anticipate every move so far.
I'm almost out of cards.
He might have a Kazan Mystic that he's holding. We'll see.
Special delivery.
Alright. Return. If I play a 3rd card, I get Flame Striked here, so.
Bombed away.
Ah, fuck it, I'll just play it anyway.
I'm out of cards.
I have Cult Master, Flame Strike, my big ass Golem dude, Force Tank.
No, take candle.
Look at that. First card, Flame Strike, boys.
To Northrend! Victory!
Someday I'll be just like you.
Plan is just to stall him out at this point. Oh, that's pretty good.
Special delivery.
I think I will draw.
To do.
No more lethal. Yeah, that card is not going to see much play. I got really unlucky with the order I drew my cards, but I think I played exactly the game I needed to play to win.
I'm almost out of cards.
RIP! "12 wins with this deck. Holy shit. It's good. Pack. Crackle. I think I got 2 foil ones already. Double pack. Ice block does not go off if you die to fatigue. Because fatigue happens on your own turn. Oh, legendary! Second one today. Not bad.
Old and legendary.
Shit. I already have it.